Where are you from? For some, it's a simple answer. For millions, it's a puzzle. When people see my brown skin, they expect an answer different from New York. They're not wrong, but not entirely right either. The real question is, why are you different? It can make you feel like you don't quite belong. We live in an age of movement. Over 281 million international migrants worldwide. These are people building new lives, carrying stories from one place while creating futures in another. And their children, born in new lands, are still tied by love and history to the old. So, can you claim a country you weren't born in? Or one your parents left behind? Let's assume for this video, I am from India living in America. The US is built by immigrants, constantly reinventing itself. What it means to be American is always evolving, shaped by every new generation. The answer to, where are you from, should always have room for more than one answer. Our stories are layered, and that's what makes us who we are. Belonging is never just one thing. Belonging starts with how nations define citizenship. There's right of soil. Born on the land, you're a citizen. The US and Canada follow this. Then there's right of blood. Citizenship by ancestry, common in Europe and Asia. These systems shape who is in or out, but a passport isn't the whole story. Legal citizenship is important, but it doesn't define your heart. Cultural identity is about language, food, music, and traditions. You can be a citizen of one country and feel deeply connected to another. My passport says American, but my identity is Indian American, a blend of my mother's kitchen and New York's energy. I celebrate Diwali and Thanksgiving. One is legal, the other is lived. Both are real, both are true. Identity is layered, not either or. Culture and citizenship exist together, shaping who we are. The law can say where you belong, but only you know where you feel at home. That's the real story of belonging. It's always personal. For children of immigrants, identity is a balancing act. You're at home in your new country, but your family's world is different. Language, food, traditions. You live between cultures, sometimes not fully belonging to either. Too American for your relatives, too foreign for your friends. You're a bridge, translating not just words, but expectations and emotions. Over generations, the connection to the homeland changes, from vivid memory to distant symbol. But even as it fades, it remains meaningful. Cooking a family recipe or knowing your grandparents' sacrifices keeps that heritage alive. It's not about how much culture you have, but how you choose to carry it. That thread connects you to a story bigger than your own. The idea of a pure ethnicity or single culture is a myth. People have always moved, traded, and blended cultures. Nations are imagined communities, stories we tell to unite, but sometimes to exclude. When someone asks, "Where are you really from?" they're policing the borders of that story. Culture isn't static, it's a river, always flowing and mixing. You can have a passport and still feel like an outsider. Belonging is often conditional, based on fitting a narrow idea of native. But look closer. Italian food relies on tomatoes from the Americas. Indian cuisine on chili peppers. No culture is an island. We're all products of migration and exchange. Embracing this truth is the first step to a more inclusive belonging. Our histories are messy and interconnected. The myth of purity only limits us. Real belonging is about embracing our shared, mixed heritage. Nowhere is the gap between legal status and home clearer than with the Dreamers. Brought to the US as children, American in every way but on paper. They live with the fear of being sent to a country they barely know. Their stories show home is more than a document. It's where you live, love, and grow. Diaspora communities worldwide echo this complexity. Irish in America, Jews across continents, Indians, Chinese, Armenians, keeping culture alive far from ancestral lands. Identity for the diaspora is dual here and there, voting in one country, fundraising for another. This isn't divided loyalty. It's the heart's capacity for multiple homes. Belonging isn't zero-sum. You don't lose one identity to gain another. You can be both, and in that both, find a unique sense of self. Our roots can stretch across borders. That's a strength, not a weakness. Home isn't just a birthplace or a passport. It's something we build. It's the coffee shop where they know your order, the park you walk in, the neighbors you greet. Home is made of small daily actions that root us in a place. It's where we feel seen, accepted, and authentic. You can claim both your ancestral country and your new one. You don't have to choose. Honor your heritage and fully participate where you are. A multicultural identity is a superpower. More languages, more perspectives, more ways to see the world. Think of identity as a house with many rooms. Family history, birthplace, current city, friends, dreams. You don't have to live in just one room. They're all part of your home, all part of you. Building a life is about filling that home with meaning and belonging. You define what home means, and you get to build it one day at a time. To everyone caught between worlds, you have the right to define yourself. Don't let anyone put you in a box or test your authenticity. You're not half of anything. You're a bridge, a fusion, the future. Embrace the and, Indian and American, Nigerian and British, Chinese and Canadian. That and is richness, not confusion. Only you can define your belonging. Home is a feeling, not just a place. It's where you're loved, where you contribute, where your story makes sense. Don't wait for permission. Claim your place. Your identity is your story. The more cultures and experiences, the richer it becomes. Own every chapter. Celebrate every influence. Home isn't something you find. It's something you create. Go out and build your home.